The Admiral only asked the question as a joke, a casual tease toward the quiet woman standing by the mission table. "What's your rank, soldier?" he smirked. She didn't answer. She didn't need to. Because when he spotted the sniper tattoo partly hidden under her sleeve, the same elite mark worn by only 5 operatives in the entire Naval Special Warfare Command, his smile vanished, and the entire war room went silent. No one knew her story. No one knew her scars. And no one knew what she had survived. Until today. Elara Hayes had always preferred the edges of the room, the places where shadows met metal, where silence felt safe, where eyes couldn't read the memories she carried. She walked into the Pacific Command war room for a briefing, the kind she'd attended 1,000 times. Yet today was different. Today she was not in uniform. Today she was simply there as a technical advisor, wearing a long-sleeved shirt and a tired expression. The others saw her as just another civilian contractor. But she was far from ordinary. Most people only knew that she had left active Navy SEAL service after a classified incident overseas. They whispered theories, injury, trauma, or maybe disobedience. But not a single one of them knew the truth. She never spoke about it. She never corrected them. She simply disappeared from the battlefield, resurfacing only when the Navy needed someone with her uncanny level of precision and calm. As she moved to the side of the table, Admiral Rourke, a man known for his booming voice and larger-than-life presence, noticed her standing quietly. He didn't recognize her. Not yet. "Hey there, young lady," he said jokingly, leaning on the table. "What's your rank? Assistant analyst? Junior tech?" A few officers chuckled. Elara didn't. She simply looked down, tugging her sleeve a little lower, hoping it would hide the tattoos she never wanted seen again. But fate had other plans. The room suddenly chilled when Rourke caught a glimpse of dark ink on her forearm, an intricate mark shaped like a hawk's eye over crosshairs. The symbol of the Phantom 5, the 5-person Black Ops sniper team that operated in missions even the admirals never fully saw. Rourke's smile dropped instantly. "Wait," he whispered. "Is that—" Elara froze. Memories surged. Dust storms, broken calms, the ambush, the night everything changed. She swallowed hard. "It's nothing, sir." But the Admiral already knew. The entire room turned to her as the weight of that symbol sank in. A lieutenant blinked in disbelief. "No way, that tattoo, only Phantom 5 snipers have it." "But they were all—" Elara didn't let him finish. "Gone," she said quietly. "Yes. They were." Rourke stepped closer, his voice trembling more than he wanted anyone to notice. "Then how are you here?" Elara looked up for the first time, her eyes filled with shadows she had never allowed herself to speak about. "Because I was the one who never made it home," she said. "At least, not the same." The room fell silent. The briefing hadn't even begun, yet every soul in the war room suddenly understood. The woman they had overlooked was a survivor of a mission no one dared to revisit. And now, they were about to learn the truth. Admiral Rourke dismissed the room. The briefing could wait. Understanding Elara Hayes could not. She stood alone, watching the officers leave. Some gave her long stares full of awe, others with fear. She hated both. She never wanted to be a legend. Legends die. Legends burn out. Legends carry the weight of ghosts. Rourke approached her with a softness no one had ever seen from him. "Elara, I thought Phantom 5 was wiped out in Calith province." "The reports said the entire team." "Reports lie," she interrupted gently. "Sometimes because the truth is too heavy." He nodded slowly and motioned for her to sit. For a moment, she hesitated. She had buried this story deep enough that she hoped it would never surface again. But today, it demanded to be told. "It was supposed to be a simple overwatch," she began. "A routine extraction for a humanitarian doctor. My team was positioned over a ridge, 5 of us, always 5. Wraith, Bishop, Stone, Lark, and me. Falcon. That was my call sign." Rourke listened, arms crossed, jaw tight. Halfway through the operation, she continued, we lost comms. Then we heard the first explosion. The room around her faded. The war room became mountains, dust clouds, and broken echoes of gunfire. She saw the flashbacks, the fire, the screams, Stone shielding her with his body, Lark refusing to retreat, Bishop covering the escape route. She felt the heat of the blast that threw her down the slope. She remembered crawling through the dirt, bleeding, deafened, barely breathing. I watched them fall one by one, she whispered. And I couldn't stop it. Rourke's face softened with grief. You survived, he said quietly. Elara shook her head. Surviving isn't always winning, Admiral. For a long moment either spoke. Then Rourke asked the question she had feared for years. Why come back now? Why step into the war room again? Her eyes met his, steady and determined. Because the mission today is connected to Calith Province, she said. Same insurgent leader. Same threat. And this time, I won't fail my team. Rourke inhaled sharply. You want in, he said. I need in, she corrected. I owe them that much. The Admiral stared at her tattoo again, the symbol of a team that died protecting a world that never knew their names. He knew he couldn't deny her. He also knew she was the only one who could make the mission succeed. Then, he said at last, Phantom 5 lives through you. For the first time in years, Elara closed her eyes and felt something she almost didn't recognize. Purpose. Strength. And a reason to fight again. This was no longer a joke. This was no longer a forgotten sniper. This was the return of a warrior. And the world was about to remember her name.